China versus Russia. Yo, Ankh, you are not winning in Ukraine. Just give it up. Ankh does not have it anymore. Comparing the Chinese and the Russian economy is like comparing a kid's wallet to his dad's wallet. And the dad happens to be rich as fuck. Russia is nothing more as a country than an oil company owned by China. But it is the situation where one time when Pepsi had a big military, so Russia also has nukes. Although they are too pussy to use nukes on other countries, seeing as they threaten nuclear Armageddon every day, but we all know nothing is going to happen until GTA 6 is released and we have all played it. Even the Kremlin is waiting on that shit. Yo, and if the Kremlin has a problem with anything I say in this video, go fight Geopold about it. You see, after the Soviet Union collapsed, everything in Russia got privatized to a couple of people. And when you hold a monopoly and you don't have any market competition, the people don't have any other choice, and also they can't overthrow the leader because hey, these monopolies are ass and are fucking me over. As an oligarch, you don't really care. You get your visa in Europe and get with Natasha on your yacht. Natasha, obviously being a village girl from Mirny in Sakha Republic, who happened to be pretty, and her family is so grateful that she gets to spend time with a rich oligarch now. Maybe they will finally make it out the hood, but it is not going to happen. For the biggest country in the world that also has the most resources in the world, it is absolutely insane to only have the same GDP as Italy, literally known in Europe for being broke as shit. When you see South Italy in graphs, everything is like, oh, this is good, this one is nice, and then the South has the statistics of the Congo. Ah, man, it's hot as fuck out here. You have to be smart with how you use your resources. There are people that have billions and all they do all day is be on Twitter getting angry and doing ketamine, when you can perfectly well do that while being broke. The entire Russian economy is held up by oil. It's not a very good idea to make up your entire economy of oil, because eventually humanity will surpass the need for oil, which means eventually humanity will surpass the need for Russia. Stalin, a Georgian man, revolutionized Russia, gave them industry, a bad birth rate, new levels of torture, espionage and propaganda only a Caucasian mind could think of.
Save your son. Keep the German field marshal.
And with this revived country, which was previously a big kingdom ruled by a moron who made a French person make him luxurious eggs, a new country was birthed with actual industry. But the only thing that remains of that big industry now is oil. And I love oil activists. There are ones like Just Stop Oil, Greta Thunberg, but the most effective ones are the Ukrainian army, because these brave protesters have single-handedly reduced Russia's oil output by 20%. Their methods are different from other oil activists, but the facts do not lie. Anytime an oil refinery in Russia explodes, a turtle and an Eastern European is saved. And even though the EU keeps buying Russian oil, the big buyers are India and China. India rebrands it as Indian oil and then sells it, and China uses it. But China is way more important to Russia since it's basically a Chinese colony. Russia is so reliant on Chinese trade that it's literally the only thing keeping its economy going now, which is why Russia had to go through these humiliation rituals of selling oil to the Chinese at an extreme discount, having ads running on state TV urging Russian women to date Chinese men. And Russia and China are not even in the same league of each other. Like, just, okay, compare GDP or like the living standard. For example, in Africa, China makes projects and Russia bombs African locals. Man, also, this Burkina Faso motherfucker is so funny. We will not be colonized by the West anymore. And then proceeds to make deals with Russia. Okay, man. I think it would be a very wise move for the entire world to have a ceasefire for at least 6 months to a year after GTA 6 releases. Because like, if you made it to GTA 6's release, you deserve to play it for a couple months at least. And these motherfuckers have made ceasefires for some bullshit. Oh, I am a German and I am British. Let's not kill each other and play football because it's Christmas. Man, fuck football. Have you seen what GTA 6 looks like? Not being allowed to play GTA 6 is a worse punishment than anything Stalin could ever come up with, or those medieval torture devices where they skin you while frying your balls while spinning you around or some shit. For anyone thinking that public transport is not important, I just know you guys were never broke, because that shit was the one thing that let me see my friends, go to my call center job, dispatching motherfuckers from Connecticut to get their garage doors fixed, getting called Polish on the phone by Americans because of my my accent? I've been there, man. And Soviets were genuinely really good at public transport, or just generally delivering stuff to areas. We have this one beautiful region in Georgia called Svaneti, and this shit is so far away, but people still live there. I don't even know what goes on up there. And in the Soviet Union, they used to get newspapers delivered to their doorstep in this place. Ah, man, this Soviet propaganda must be delivered. So the Soviets were very advanced, but I got you. See, I'm talking about the Soviets. Modern Russia is the opposite of the Soviet Union, but they still have very good public transport in their two major cities. However, I think comparing any public transport to Chinese public transport is coughing baby versus atomic bomb. Oh my god, man, the Hong Kong metro was the stupidest shit I've ever seen in my life. On God, the most time I had to wait for a train to arrive was 4 minutes. That was during Chinese New Year. When it comes to trains, China is on top of the world, literally, since they have more distance covered in rail than the rest of the world has combined. You know, my city also has a metro, and it has saved my ass a lot of times when I was financially confronted. But the area connecting line 1 to the second line looks like the same footage you see from those crowded trains in India. On top of that, my hood's metro roof collapsed 8 years ago. They've been repairing it for 8 years. 2 months ago, they closed it down for 45 days. And we're like, yeah, man, this shit's gonna look like one of those Chinese metros in 45 days. And when it opened back up, it still looked like a coal mine. Which is why I respect countries that care about their public transport system, such as the Netherlands, France, or China. And their metros look so crazy, it's genuinely unbelievable. So this point, definitely, it does not go to Russia. In 2019, Russia was visited by nearly 33 million people for tourism. That's a pretty decent number. Now let's see China.
我在北京。
I would actually like to visit Russia and see Stalin statue. Nah, actually we have that in Georgia too. So in Russia, I would like to see oh yeah, the Northern Lights are fire, but I can just go to Finland. Nah, actually I want to see the Shahed factory. I'ma be there and like, yeah, you guys use this to kids, right? Well, we use this in the special military operation. Nah. You guys use this to blow up kids, right? Okay. In Russia, I would like to see Chelyabinsk because my friend Roman is from there. See, guys, it has tourism potential, bruh. Oh yeah, I would also like to see all the Z propaganda all over the place. I would love to see that. It would be like watching Rome fall if Rome sucked balls and dick. This point definitely goes to China, man. I would literally rather go visit I would rather visit Burkina Faso than visit Russia. I would be safer too, by the way. This war Russia is waging against Ukraine is very complicated, as American grifters say. Ukrainians want their own country, but Russia does not agree. Comparing Chinese war crimes to Russian war crimes is like comparing me to Gordon Ramsay. Me, bro, I burn my fucking microwave, I cook some bullshit. I'm not good, okay? And then Gordon is a professional. Russia in war crimes is an absolute professional. The only country that comes close to Russian war crimes is Israel. Civilians is a daily occurrence. Kidnapping, torture, human trafficking by kidnapping kids and then putting them up on a website where people can filter them with their preferred hair color, eye color, age, and more, with descriptions such as well-behaved, obedient, calm. You can even filter them with obedience level, and these are the kids that were forcefully kidnapped from their families by Russian soldiers. By taking Ukrainian kids away from their families and putting them in Russian re-education schools and then listing them up on a website, this is state-sponsored child trafficking. And then their agents are so funny too, because you will have fucking Phidias saying maybe those kids want to be there.
So you agree Russia is guilty of kidnapping tens of thousands of Ukrainian children and they should be returned?
I think there is a lot of children. I'm not, because they said 20,000. Because they said 20,000. Because some of the kids there, they might want to be.
What are you talking about? What do you mean they want to be? They are children that were kidnapped by Russia. What do you mean they want to be? What on earth are you talking about?
A lot of kids, they want to return, and they should return if they want to.
What children?
Not force
No. Where did you get that from? What children want to be returned, want to stay in Russia? And how do you even know that?
How do you even know that there is some children that they are happy?
Because they have been
there.
kidnapped.
How do you know out of these 20,000 children, They don't, every one of them wants to return.
Phidias,
They're
this
not
is
happy there.
ludicrous.
Phidias, what the fuck are you talking about? And the Russian authorities always try to deny it. Me no Nazi, impossible, impossible. We fought the Nazis, impossible. I know, but you're a fascist. No, 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 no. Yane genocidal, papi. They try to Dostoevsky that shit off. I know, but that's also what Hitler did. No, 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 no. Yane genocidal, papi. Also, China hasn't been at war in like 50 years, so they don't really have any opportunity for that. While Russian authorities put on a blindfold with flags of all of their neighbors up on the wall and then throw a dart and invade whichever one it lands on every 5 years. In the war crimes category, Russia gets this point. It's not even close. They're way better at war crimes than China is. China doesn't usually do war crimes. Usually they're the ones getting war crimes done to them. Now the territorial claims obviously has to go to Russia, right? Because China at least sort of cares about what their old territory was, like Taiwan or something. But they claim this one little island. Russia does not give a fuck. They're out here claiming everything. As Putin said, they think that anywhere a Russian soldier has ever stepped foot ever in history is Russian territory and belongs to Russia, which is why they claim Ukraine, Georgia, Armenia, Azerbaijan, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan, Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, Finland, Lithuania, Estonia, Latvia, Poland, Czechia, Moldova, Hungary, and Alaska. They also claimed Afghanistan until they got smoked by the Mujahideen and then their empire collapsed. Do these territorial claims have any reason or truth to it? Absolutely not. But they will keep going on their state TV, talking about we gotta bomb this, we gotta bomb that. Our seaman retention submarine can reach London with a nuke. Russia, let me tell you this, you don't want to mess with the whites. It never worked out well in history. White boy rage is something you don't want to deal with. Many of you don't know this, but Russia even occupies Chinese lands. During the Chinese century of humiliation, where all of the Western powers kept cooking China, like France and the UK, even Russia decided to cook them a bit and took their lands. And I'm gonna say what I said a couple months back. Xi Jinping, I know you're watching this. I have a proposal. You know how Russia took away Outer Manchuria during the Chinese century of humiliation? Putin is weak now, Xi, and these territories are all historic Chinese land, you know. You have a better claim to it than Russia ever did. You have the biggest military in the world as well, so you know what to do. So claiming half the developed world versus one island is very different, as you can see by the map I have composed here. So this point goes to Russia. People accuse China of human rights violations, mostly because of their treatment of people in Xinjiang. But let me tell you what has been confirmed that Russia does with videos and photos. In which country can you stand in front of their parliament with a blank sheet of paper and not get arrested? In which country did they start selling kidnapped kids where you can filter them with hair color, eye color, age, and more with obedience level?
Пришел в Киев, отстранил от власти двух.
We are not gay, you brainwashed idiots. Sucking dick is the normal punishment for those who have misbehaved or behaved inappropriately towards comrades in arms.
Следующая очень значимая дата в истории.
When I served in 1975-1991, we also practiced this. We would put a dick on the lips of those who let the team down. I myself was the recipient of such a punishment several times, such as reporting to seniors when the others were using telephones on weekdays or being in the mess hall after lights out. This is a common practice with nothing to do with gayness like you in the West do.
Absolutely no human rights. Of course, privacy and everything is out of the question. Kidnapping kids and then transferring them to a Russian school where their old nationalities are cleansed, and also putting them in Russian families by literally putting them online to be filtered and given away to some family like you're shopping for a graphics card. So believe it or not, China clears Russia in human rights, and it's not even close. Also, just as a side note, this conspiracy theory that Putin has many clones is so funny, because in this theory, he has so many clones that they are classified with their own names. The original: active eyebrows, almond-shaped eyes, cute creases under eyes. According to some theories, he died or was destroyed backstage at a public show in the late 90s. The talker, master of annual direct lines. The Udmurt. Worst clone ever is launched when the talker needs a vacation. A man with a record plump chin, was seen in St. Petersburg in 2015 at a meeting with the president of Kyrgyzstan. Had restless legs. Diplomat. Participates in international meetings, forums, briefings. Bruise. Unsuccessful model. Rejected after unsuccessful debut in 2010. So in total, comparing between the kid and the rich dad wins in everything except how evil they are. Brightburn ass country. Don't let this video distract you from the fact that if conservatives met Jesus, they would kill him.
If Jesus was here right now, would you let him in?
As long as he went through the proper, as long as he
came here legally.
They would deadass get ice on him. Like and subscribe and goodbye.
Tu vin me tehniky skidu onda Da už desi se ia piron dače sve urihuda Imiton guiri arwar chumi Dida čava skała som tekno bumi Maci wari gaskura Telefoni to steri Uto kobit mi spe